Section 10 of Shadowland, November 1919. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Shadowland, November 1919, by Various. Death in Fever Flat, by George W. Cronin. Cast list. Stage directions, read by Winifred Asman.
Voice 1, read by Rapunzelina.
Voice 2, read by Shrimpfish.
Harvey Mace, read by Richard Saunders.
Hank, read by Christopher Boswell.
Stage Driver, read by Jim Hedrick.
Patty, by Catherine Seelster.
Lon Purdy, read by Douglas Wood.
Scene: in the great far west, i.e., far from the movie west. The time is the present, about 11 p.m. This is not a Bret Harte play, nor is it designed for W.S. Hart, and it should be performed with none of that customary and spacious braggadocio of Western plays.
Pitch into her, boys. Tune up your gullets.
With quivering bathos.
She was born in old Kentucky.
Oh, shut up! That's moldy! Gives that Tennessee warble, Hank.
When your heart was my true love, and your head lay on my breast, you could make me believe by the falling of your arm that the sun rose up in the west.
There is a momentary pause, filled in by
You oughter go courting with that throat of yourn, Hank.
Harvey, as in misanthrope.
Oh, women.
During the laugh that follows, an auto horn blares outside, and a bright shaft is visible through the rear windows.
Stages come, stages come.
There are sounds indicating the rapid evacuation of the bar, and a moment later one of the rear doors is jerked open and the stage driver enters, dragging in 2 heavy suitcases, which he deposits near the small table with appropriate grunts, meanwhile encouraging the passengers to enter.
Ugh, purty lumpy bags. Come in, folks, come in. Seems like you might be carrying all your belongings.
The 2 passengers enter. The man quickly, nervously, almost furtively. The woman with that weariness which ignores everything except its own condition.
Come in and set, lady. Don't be scared. Looks a little spooky, but Hank'll have a glim for ye in 2 shakes.
Places a chair for her.
Here, I know you're plumb tuckered. Make yourself to home.
Looking around at the drear surroundings.
So fur you're able.
I thought the stage went through to Holloway tonight.
Well, sir, she do, if she do, but this time she don't. I've been having to run 10 miles on low already, and I just don't dast take her across that 30 miles of sand the way she is. She'll drink water like a thusty hoss, and like as not lay down and die on us halfway out. Then where'd we be? No, sir. You folks'll just have to camp here at Fever Flat till I can do a tinkering job tomorrow morning. So I'll step into the bar and tell Hank you're here.
At the door to the bar.
Hank'll do the best he can for ye. He's a square man. Good night to you.
Goes out, leaving door half open.
Good night.
Looking about.
What a hole. Like somebody died here and they'd gone off and left it all stand just the way it was.
He goes to the open door at the rear and stares at the naked moonlit buttes.
Them hills gets my goat. They're nothing but blitherin' skeletons. And this bunch of shacks they call Fever Flats looks more like no more'n a damn boneyard to me.
Shutting the door.
Ugh, it's cold in here. Feel like I was sitting on my own grave's edge.
Paddy, scarcely raising her head and speaking with no emotion, in a dead, dry voice.
You didn't used to be so pernickety when you was punchin' on the range, Lon.
And you didn't used to look like a hag, neither, Patty.
Paddy, with a momentary flash.
Drink's poisoning your tongue, too.
Who's drinking? Can't I take a thimbleful now and then without all this jawing?
You ain't taking thimbfuls. You're just soaking it up. You'll be getting snakes if you keep on. And then what'll I do?
Resuming her air of weary indifference.
Not that I care so much what you do with yourself, or what becomes of me. Nothing matters.
There you go, actin' abused. How about my rights and pleasures? Ain't got none, I suppose.
Oh, shut up. You make me sick.
Hank enters, a ruddy, vigorous young man, strangely out of place among all this rubbish. He wears a barkeeper's apron and speaks cordially.
How do you do, folks? How do you do? Well, this is a kind of rough layout for y'all. You see, the stage is due here at 5 and stops for grub, then makes hollow eye by about 9, but here 'tis.
Pulls out watch.
Half an hour of midnight, and I suppose you ain't ate yet, eh?
Hank lights the glass lamp.
Thanks. We've had sandwiches, but maybe my husband's like something.
Wet?
Paddy shrugs indifferently and fixes her hair. As she turns toward Hank, the light, for the first time, falls full on his face. Paddy stares fixedly at him and half rises with a little cry. Lon, with a quick, startled glance at Hank, speaks to her in a sharp, threatening voice.
Patty, sit down. Are you getting plumb loco driving out so late in automobiles?
To Hank apologetically.
You kind of flustered us, mister, 'cause you have little a look of a friend of ourn that died suddent. Mournful case. Pardner o' mine. No, you're not much like. He was tall, heavy-built, and lighter complected. Must have been considerable older, too.
Paddy, almost in a whisper.
No.
Older, I say. My wife's kind of wrought up by this here little spell of travelin'.
Oh, you're not used to it, eh?
We've been at it years.
That is off and on, my dear, only off and on.
All the time.
Hank, trying to be a little jocose to break the oppressive atmosphere.
Should think you might hanker after your own nest, lady.
Paddy, rising rudely.
Well, just keep your thoughts.
Hank, completely abashed.
Yes, ma'am. Your room is just at the top of the landing. I'll make you a light.
He hustles away upstairs to cover his embarrassment, taking the suitcases with him.
You're always trying to belittle me in public. Is that any way for a wife to act? I want to know.
What do you always lie so for?
Lon, with rising voice.
That's my business, and I'll do as I damn please. And don't you go too far crossing me. I won't stand it. Some day I'll up and...
Beat me. That's all that's left to you, wife-beater.
Lon raises his hand as though to strike her, but lets it fall as Hank reappears on the landing.
Excuse me, ma'am. Have you your own towels by you? Ourn is pretty scaly. It's so long since we've had in women folks, at least ladies.
Paddy, moving toward the stairs.
Thanks, we have some.
Lon to Paddy, as Hank, hidden from the audience, descends.
You might as well be decent, Patty. You ain't got none other but me.
Yes, you've took me from 'em. We've been traipsin' and traipsin' till I'm plumb sick. Yes, I'm.
Her voice breaks and she runs blindly toward the stairs, almost into the arms of Hank, which further increases his consternation. Hank, holding her off.
Steady, steady. There's the ladder, ma'am. Can't I fetch you something? Toddy?
Paddy shakes her head, runs up and slams her door.
Women folks is curious. Curious.
Take my advice and keep free of 'em.
It was a woman did for my brother.
Oh, you got a brother, eh?
Had.
Where is he?
Down at Laguna Madre, Arizona.
Lon, leaning forward and gripping the edge of the table.
Ranchin'?
Buried.
How? What were you saying about a woman?
A woman done for 'em. That's what they said. I don't know. I didn't get there for a long time. There was a mix-up.
Well, well, that's strange.
I suppose you heard of it? It was all in the papers. It even got as far as Denver.
No, I don't remember, but I've read of similar cases.
You've been in Arizona, I suppose?
No, not quite. I've been all around them parts, but never in Arizona.
'Tain't what you'd call a pretty country, but it's mighty satisfying. Too blame cold up here.
Why don't you move?
I'm going to, but you see, my brother had half interest in this here tavern, and there was some litigation about it. Case is just finished. I've been here 3 years, ever since he went. But I'm pulling my stakes, you bet. I wouldn't be buried here, would you?
I'd rather not.
So she took me for a friend that's croaked, eh? That's curious.
Eh? What's that? Who?
Your wife.
Oh, yes. Well, he was a good 10 years older, and dark-complected.
Thought you said he was light.
Maybe I did. Well, he might have been a trifle lighter than you, but then size him up by the average, he was dark. Let's forget him. Bring us a bottle of your best, and see that the glass is clean.
To be sure.
Hank goes out. Lon sits with his head between his hands, brooding. The voice of Hank rises from the bar, rendering the second voice of the Tennessee warble.
There's many a girl can go all round about and hear the small birds sing, and many a girl that stays at home alone and rocks the cradle and spins.
As the song ends, the door at the rear opens soundlessly, revealing the vast expanse of moonlit plains and desolate buttes. Lon shivers and turns up his coat collar, finally facing about to discover the cause of the chill. Observing the open door, he goes to it, closes it, and locks it, the click of the key being distinctly audible. He then returns and sits as before, and again the song comes.
There's many a star shall jangle in the west. There's many a leaf below. There's many a dam that will light upon the man for treating a poor girl so.
Now both of the double doors swing open, without sound. Lon shivers, then, looking over his shoulder, suddenly gets up, glares about him, and makes hastily for the door to the bar, where he almost collides with Hank, entering with bottle and glass.
Here, mister, I was just coming.
What the devil's the matter with your doors?
Them? Oh, the lock's no good. When the wind's southwest, they fly right open. Gotta be wedged with the shingle.
He goes over to the doors, slams them shut, picks up a shingle from the floor, and inserts firmly between them. Lon, relieved.
Well, that's all right.
Now, it's blame curious the way the old place gets. You'll hear those floorboards creak at times, like as if someone's sneaking over 'em barefoot. Feller told me once it was made by contraption and temperature. Maybe so, but I reckon there's more goes on around here than we give credit for.
Hank dusts off table and puts bottle and glass down. Lon seizes them eagerly and begins drinking. Lon, after a couple of glasses.
You mean spirits?
Well, I don't know as you'd call 'em that, but it's a fact there's more liquor goes over the bar than gets paid for. 'Tain't stole either. It just goes. As old Peter Gunderson used to say, I'm a hell of a thirsty person, and when I croak, I'll be a hell of a thirsty spirit. I sometimes wonder.
Patty appears above, in a loose dressing sack, her hair hanging in a great wavy mass, and holding a pitcher.
Lon, please fetch some water.
Lon, not moving.
I don't dare go out in the night. I've caught a chill from today's drive.
Hank, going up the stairs.
I'll fetch it you, ma'am.
She comes down to meet him, and the two are momentarily hidden from the audience. Lon continues to drink steadily, pouring down one glass after another. Hank reappears, treading with a certain gaiety, and goes out rear, whistling the Tennessee warble. Patty, leaning out of the shadow of the stairway toward her husband.
Ain't you coming up soon, Lon?
Lon, ignoring the query.
Scarcely no resemblance whatever.
You lie.
She ascends to the top of the landing. Outside, a pump creaks dismally.
You'll be seeing things, Lon, if you keep it up.
Lon, rising perfectly steady.
Mind your business. Wish to hell I had a newspaper.
He goes out through the door to the bar, while Patty runs a comb reflectively through the exuberant tumult of her dark hair. Hank enters and stops a moment, half blinded by the light, then looks up and, shading his eyes, smiles. Patty, coyly.
Is the light in your eyes, mister?
It's you, ma'am, are blinding them.
He runs up the stairs with the picture. Patty, bending toward him as he comes near the top steps.
You'd better reach it to me. Maybe the land'll not hold the two of us.
It'll hold two that have such light hearts as we.
Ah, you don't know mine, mister.
Hank, reaching her the pitcher.
There, the clumsy mutt I am, spilt the cold water on your pretty bare toes.
As she leans over to take the pitcher, her hair falls suddenly about his head, almost covering his face. Patty, drawing it back with a deft twirl.
I've most smothered you.
I wouldn't want a sweeter death.
Patty, looking down into his eyes.
Indeed, you're the picture of an old lover of mine.
I'd rather be the picture of the new.
He makes as if to clasp her about the ankles, but she puts a hand on his shoulder and pushes him gently back.
You've been very kind to a wanderer from Arizona. Don't spoil it. Good night.
Hank turns about, mutters.
Good night.
He clatters loudly down the stairs as Lon re-enters, studying a newspaper. Lon seats himself, still absorbed. Hank favors him with a glare of positive hatred. Hank with a sneer.
All fixed for the night, eh?
Lon, grunting.
Good night.
Well, I hope you like this country better'n Arizona.
Lon, starting out of the news.
The hell you say?
Your wife was wishing herself back there.
Lon, settling back to his paper and bottle.
Well, that's where she come from. I don't. Women always want what they ain't got.
Hank, retiring.
When your heart was my true love, and your head lay on my breast.
He goes out, closing the door.
You could make me believe by the falling of your arm that the sun rose in the west.
During the singing of this last stanza, the double doors swing wide as before, revealing a figure standing motionless outside, bathed in moonlight. At the same time, the flame in the glass lamp begins to flicker and wane. Lon holds the paper closer to his face, finally almost buries his nose in it, as if conscious of the presence, but stubbornly resolved to ignore it. The figure moves, and as it crosses the threshold, the feeble light expires. Lon, however, still sits as if absorbed in the newspaper, pretending to sip from his glass. The figure, in a thin, mocking voice, echoes the song of the other, standing just behind Lon's chair, a thin echo.
You could make me believe by the falling of your arm that the sun rose up in the west.
Lon picks up the soiled pack of cards from the table and begins to shuffle them mechanically, nor does he once turn toward the apparition. Lon, in a hoarse whisper.
And what are you doing here?
The figure sits down nonchalantly in a chair a little to one side of Lon's. He is dressed in the Western style, that is, without style, corduroys, heavy boots, flannel shirt. In fact, he looks almost natural. But there is a curious dark mark in the center of his forehead. Or is it a round, dark hole? Lon, petulantly.
Can't you stay where you was put, with a heap of rocks on top of ye?
Can't seem to give up the old habits, you know.
Lon, thickly, tossing the pack down.
What the hell's a corpse got to do with habits?
You poor fool, you'll learn when you come over.
Come over whar?
Where I be.
Harvey sings in a quavering voice.
There's many a girl can go all round about and hear small birds sing.
Lon, snarling.
Dry up on them corpse tunes of yourn, Harvey Mace.
Oh, you recognize me, huh? You recognize your old friend and partner, do you, Lon Purdy?
Lon, sullenly.
I knowed you'd come.
And you believe in me, huh? Well, that's good, too.
Believe? Well, I knowed I'd be seeing things soon, what with the booze. I knowed it'd be the snakes or you. Patty told me I'd be seeing things.
So you believe in her, anyway. Well, how's Padee? And the children?
You know damn well we ain't had none.
What, no children? How unfortunate. The house of love not to be graced with fruit. Sterile, sterile.
Are you referring to me?
To your spiritual union only, my friend. Physically, I know, nothing was wanting for a perfect match. A female form divine to mate with bit-blonde beast. A race of super people.
What the hell are you gabbing? You allus had a lot of talky talk. That's what made a hit with Patty before
the other man came along and cut us both out.
Harvey sings.
And many a girl that stays at home alone and rocks the cradle and spins. Yes, I'm afraid we both stood up pretty poorly alongside him. I had the words, the brain, the ideas. I could charm her, tantalize her, quicken her mind, arouse her imagination. That's why I cut you out with her.
Lon, sneering.
Gab.
Yes, Gab. It was one better to her than mere brute, guts. You personified strength. You didn't have nerves enough to be afraid of anything. You had endurance, cheek, deviltry, that kind of raw good nature. These took with the gay, immature girl she was until I came. You had guts. I had Gab.
And the other feller?
He had the gift.
What do you mean?
He was a full man. His personality exuded from him like incense. It wrapped and enfolded you and warmed you. And yet it was not a grain feminine, but deeply, proudly masculine. You tolerated him. I loved him. I had the fine passion for Padee, but when I first saw the two of them together, I knew she was his. Or
With a keen, stern look at Lon.
Ought to be. And she has been. Always.
Lon, jumping to his feet and knocking over his chair.
You lie like hell. She's mine. She's been mine all these 3 years. I won her, and I own her. What little of love she ever had for you or him is buried down in Laguna Madre with the bones of ye. And all hell can't take her from me.
Harvey, rising tall and pale.
He can, and he's done it. You thought you'd got her, but he's had her, or rather, she's had him, in her heart, ever since they took the rope from his neck and pronounced him legally dead and justice vindicated and laid him away in the desert. All that time since, he's belonged to her. When you laid by her side nights, it was his arm she felt about her waist, not yours. His breath was on her cheek, and his heart was beating against hers. Oh, you poor, poor fool.
Lon, throwing his glass straight at the ghost.
You lying pup.
Harvey, bursting into a gale of eerie laughter.
Ha, ha, ha! You poor fool. Now you believe in me.
Lon whips out his revolver and aims at the ghost, then slowly returns it to the holster as he realizes the futility of the move.
Go on, my boy. Let's have another one here.
He points to the dark hole in his forehead. Lon, wiping his own face with the back of his hand and shuddering, slumps down into his seat and stares vacantly at the table.
Do you remember the last time you pulled that trick? What a foxy one it was. How astutely placed. Planned, my friend. I remember when we two went up the canyon together. Just such a shining night as this. I asked you why you'd borrowed the other man's horse, and you said yours was a little lame. Oh, excellent dissembler, most crafty of liars. You stole that horse. You stole that horse to put a rope around the other man's neck. You knew the Pinto was shod different from any pony in those parts. You knew where they'd track him to when they found the job you'd done. Then we sat down to smoke some cards, and I remember the curious glitter in your eyes. I was dealing.
The ghost shuffles the cards on the table, then lays down the pack in front of Lon.
Cut.
Lon mechanically obeys. Harvey dealing.
And after several hands, you brought up the subject of Paddy. And I told you I was out of the race, and that you'd better get out too, because the best man already had her. And then I sensed you were going to draw. And when I had my gun out, it was empty. Clever boy. You had it fixed right, and so you plugged me square. And the moon and the stars went out for me, and I dropped into the black gulf.
Lon, throwing his hand down, buries his face in his hands, groaning.
You left me with my face to the stars for the coyotes to find. Then, very coolly, you turned the other man's horse toward home and sent him off cracking. And you jumped to a pinon log that led off to a ledge of lava where your footprints wouldn't show. And you turned up in half an hour with the boys in town. Then you inquired casually where the other man was. You knew, you devil. You knew they'd never get an alibi from him for that night, 'cause Paddy was with him. Paddy had her dear arms around his neck while you, clever dog, were out fixing to put a rope there. And you done it, too. Won her? Yes, you did, like hell. After the trial was over and the dead buried me and him, you passed a dirty whisper around town about her and then married her to save her good name, and that's how you won her.
There is an immense silence, broken only by the heavy breathing of Lon, which comes in rattling gasps. Harvey sings.
There's many a star shall jangle in the west. There's many a leaf below. There's many a dam that will light upon the men for treating the poor girl so. But I ain't forgot all you done for me. Neither has the other man. And he's come to settle too.
Lon, staggering up.
No, I don't believe in you. You're nothing at all. There ain't no.
Lon sways and catches at the table. As he swings around, the figure of another stands outside the door. A tall figure with something white twisted about its neck. Lon, with a cry of horror, puts out his arms as if to ward off the apparition, and backs slowly toward the left wall. Harvey coming toward him.
Murderer! Betrayer! We've come to settle.
Lon, screaming.
No, 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 I don't believe.
He falls, and the pile of rubbishy furniture topples over onto him with a crash. The two apparitions vanish. The door to the bar is flung open, and Hank leaps in, at the same moment that Paddy appears above, whitely clad.
Lon! Lon! What's the matter?
Hank, going toward the pile of stuff.
Go back. It's something terrible.
He heaves the heavy pieces from the body and drags it out as Paddy, with a long cry, flies down the stairs. He feels the breast quickly and rises before Paddy reaches the table.
I'm afraid he's done for.
Oh.
He must have fell.
I knew drink would do for him.
Did you love him so much?
Once. A little.
with sudden, fierce joy.
I don't care. Now I can live.
Hank, looking out over the desert where the dawn begins to show.
Both of us.
Curtain. End of section 10.